Today we're talking about this shot of Daniel Riccariardo in the rain at Hockenheim. Hark back to Hockenheim and that wet German Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Well, this picture here was my best picture of the weekend. It surprised me because when I saw it in the camera, I thought, yeah, it's okay. It wasn't until I got it back on the computer and had a look at it large that I realised it's a cracker. It's unusual. And it certainly has sold plenty. It's been my biggest seller. It's unusual because the car is coming straight towards me, and you can see it's definitely moving because there's water coming off the tyres. But how was it shot? Let me tell you. For a start, I was standing on the track, so these are all my raw images straight out of the camera. Daniel's coming around that last turn. That was the last turn that caused all the drama during the race. So he's coming towards me, and I shoot in small bursts, perhaps 3 or 4 photos, and then I wait a couple of seconds or half a second, and he gets closer to me. So he's coming around. He's not directly driving at me yet. So I'm standing on the track because this is the cars coming around to the grid to form up. So they come up to the back of the grid, they turn off, and the mechanics push them right through the field up to their spot. He's still not facing me. I'm still shooting away. What I like is the crowd behind. Lots of colour, all out of focus because I'm shooting at a shallow depth of field. Now he starts to turn towards me. Now what you can't see behind me is just behind me, and I'm talking not even half a metre, are his team waiting for him. So I know that if I stand with his team, he's probably not going to clean me up, and as a result his team behind me. So either side too are mechanics. Now he's coming directly towards me. You can see that water coming off the tyres, and you can now also see that Max Verstappen is appearing on the left of the screen here, and you too can see that he has water coming off his tyres. So Daniel's coming straight towards me. I'm quite low so that I can get that unusual perspective. It's a much better perspective than shooting high. So these are the shots that I got to select from. He wasn't the only car I shot, by the way. I shot Albon here, who's coming around, not coming directly at me. This is Charles Leclerc with Lance Stroll behind him. Now, I quite like that shot, but I really like this shot, although it would have been better if he too was coming towards me. But I like the fact that you see 2 cars. A lot of people kept saying, how did you shoot that? Are you shooting with some super telephoto lens? No, I'm not. I'm standing on the track with a 70-200 with cover behind me left and right, so I'm not going to get cleaned up. And Charles goes to my left there. Here's George Russell coming in his Williams. But as you can see, if you go back to George Russell here, I'm standing a lot higher. And the better shot is to go lower, as I am here with Lando Norris, and you get a different perspective. Lewis went to my right, so I didn't get that lovely shot of him coming towards me. So if we go back to this particular photo, the one that I love, and the fact that it's coming straight towards me adds that extra drama. This is the camera shot. This is without any processing. So it's close to what I wanted. And to give you an idea, if I go and develop this now, I will put a simple filter, which I've already programmed here. So that's one click of a button. I will go back here and drop the exposure a little bit. I will probably dehaze it just a smidge. I'll give it a bit more clarity. As you can see over here, I'm shifting the clarity slider on Lightroom. I'll crop it, take in a little bit of that. I'll also put a little vignette. Right, that's a lot of vignette, which you don't want, but a little, that's obviously if you go the other way and put white around it, but I don't want that. I just want a little bit of darkness around the edge, just to give it a little drama. That's too much. Come back to there. I might bump the colours up a little bit just to give it a bit more pop. And that is pretty much what I'm left with. So that is the shot that has been my best seller ever. And when I sent it to Daniel, he was pretty pleased with it, and he whacked it straight up on his Instagram feed, and it was one of his most popular pics. So that's how I got that particular shot. I wasn't using a super telephoto lens. I wasn't endangering myself. It was all safe, and that is the end result. In closing, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe so that you don't miss future videos. All of my images are available for purchase as prints or downloads at prostarpics.com. You can see my podcasts and blogs at kimillman.com, and for race photos throughout every weekend, make sure you're on Instagram at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching.